You want to have a pizza party tonight? I think that you should. It's a really fun thing to do with your family, especially on a weekend when you've got a little bit more time. I have a great pizza dough recipe with only 6 ingredients, and the toppings are endless. So the first thing when you're making pizza dough is 1.5 cups of really warm water. You can test it with your finger. It should feel warm. 2 packages of active dry yeast. Usually you want to let this sit for about 5 minutes just to make sure that it's working. Do you see how it's already starting to foam? This is really good yeast. 4 cups of flour. At Everyday Food, we like to spoon it in and then level it off. Just 2 teaspoons of sugar. And this actually helps the yeast activate in the flour and helps it rise. Salt, 2 teaspoons. I'm going to use my extremely accurate teaspoon measure, my hand. Let's see if I was right. I like to test myself. Ooh, a little light, almost though. Oil, 1/4 cup. Add your flour, mixture. It's not just flour anymore. All right, I'm just dumping it in. Let's see what happens. So this is actually quite a sticky dough, but because once it rises, it gets less sticky, you can just leave it like this. It's a no-knead dough. No need to knead. Ha ha, ha ha, you're so funny. Just oil a clean bowl, because it has to rise in there. You don't want it to stick to the bowl, and scrape it into a clean bowl. So drizzle this with just a little bit of oil. As it rises, if it comes to the top and it touches the plastic wrap, it will not stick if there's some oil on it. And then just cover it with plastic wrap. It needs to rise in a warm place for about an hour. It needs to be doubled in bulk. Start checking at about 45 minutes to see. I'm gonna let this rise in a nice warm place, like a turned off stove, for about an hour. Look at this. It's totally risen. It's almost touching the plastic wrap actually, which is completely doubled in bulk. A tiny bit of flour, flour your fingers, and then just dump it out. And you see how it was really, really sticky before, and now my fingers aren't even sticking to it? That's what happens when it rises. Just knead it once or twice. I'm gonna cut it into 4 small ones. Here's the fun part about making pizza. It's a really fun afternoon activity with kids or without. Everybody can make their own, and you can use stuff that you probably already have on hand. I'm gonna cook mine on a baking sheet. Oil your baking sheet just a little bit so it doesn't stick. Then just take one of your doughs, spread it out just a little bit, and then just drop it on your pan and press it out with your fingers. So you can fit about 2 on a big baking sheet like this. Now's the fun part. Everybody gets to put their own toppings on. Grate some cheese, fresh mozzarella or regular mozzarella. I'm gonna use regular mozzarella because I think that it melts nicer. First, the classic marinara. I'm using jarred sauce, but you can make your own sauce. We have some great recipes online. A little bit of cheese and some pepperoni. I love salty, delicious pork products. This one, I was gonna do pesto and cheese and at the end some arugula, but instead I'm gonna do pesto and what do I call this stuff again? Pepperoni. Yum! I don't know, is it gonna be good? I think it's gonna be delicious. 500-degree oven, but look inside the oven. This is a baking sheet. It's been preheating at 500 degrees, and it's just gonna add a little bit of extra heat to the bottom of my pan, which is gonna make it cook faster. I'm gonna rotate my pan so that it cooks evenly, but also sometimes I like to add a little bit of cheese halfway through the cooking, so there's cheese on top and it won't burn. These are really almost done. Maybe 5 more minutes? I think it's done. It's been 12 minutes approximately. And see how the cheese is on the top and it's melted, but it's not burnt? That's why I put it on halfway through the cooking. Smells good. Basically, you can eat them now, right? But if you wanna put some fresh greens on top, a little bit of arugula on top of the pesto one. If you have a piece of Parmesan, shave a little bit over the top. You could also put grated Parm, or you could skip it altogether. Those are done. Cut them up, eat them, enjoy them.